In a last-ditch effort for diplomacy, President Donald Trump has set a deadline for a decision on whether to strike Iran.
I will make my decision whether or not to go within the next 2 weeks. That's a quote directly from the president.
Multiple sources tell CBS News that President Trump thinks disabling Iran's most secure underground nuclear site, Fordow, is crucial to stopping Iran from producing nuclear weapons.
It is a fact, and the United States government maintains this fact, that Iran has never been closer to obtaining a nuclear weapon.
Multiple sources also say the FBI has stepped up monitoring of possible Iran-backed operatives within the U.S. The FBI and the White House have not commented directly. Israel's strikes on Iranian nuclear and military sites now stretches into a second week. The death toll on both sides rising as Iran retaliates.
They're targeting civilians because they're a criminal regime. They're the arch terrorists of the world.
Yesterday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said regime change in Iran isn't the goal of the operations, but added that it could happen as a result. With an eye towards de-escalation, today Iran's foreign minister is set to meet with some of his European counterparts in Geneva. In the meantime, the U.S. and other nations are warning their citizens to leave both countries as the conflict persists.
Kaylee, as the direct combat between Israel and Iran now enters its second week, Iran continues to lob missiles at Israel. Earlier today, the sirens were sounding here from the north to the south of the country. We were able to watch the missile interceptions overhead here in Tel Aviv. One missile did get through in the Tel Aviv area, striking down, causing no injuries. Another missile landed to the south, the town of Beersheba, that's been under fire lately, also resulting in no injuries. A different story in the northern port city of Haifa, where a missile came down. More than 20 people were injured. 3 of those injuries said to be serious, including a 16-year-old who took shrapnel to the chest. One woman did die, but she died of a heart attack running to the bomb shelters. The Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency says Iran was not taking the final steps toward making a bomb. And despite the recent warfare, diplomacy, he says, could still prevent Iran from getting that bomb.
We have confirmed that Iran does have, even now, enough material for several warheads. But this should not be equated with a nuclear weapon. We do not have, at this point, if you ask me, at this point, any tangible proof that there is a program or a plan to fabricate, to manufacture a nuclear weapon.
Now, in response to the missile strikes, Israel's defense minister promised increased activity of the air campaign in Iran. Last night and today, Israeli fighter jets were active both above central and western Iran. The IDF says the targets were missiles and military infrastructure. Kaylee, back to you.
Thank you, Mike. Keep us updated. Well, General Jack Keane, here's where I want to start. It's very clear to me why Iran can never have a nuclear weapon for myriad reasons. You look at Pakistan, the fears of a non-state actor getting a nuclear weapon. There's the question of if Iran's rational. There's the idea that we don't want nuclear proliferation among rogue regimes. But I'm wondering if you can explain very clearly why it is in the U.S. national interest to prevent this from happening.
Yeah, well, first of all, look at Iran's behavior and the language they've used for 45 years. Their theme is dominating control of the Middle East and the flow of oil out of the Persian Gulf, drive the United States military out of the region so we lose our influence in the region, and destroy the state of Israel. Now, when they used to say that, in the early days of the regime back in the 80s, people would roll their eyes and say, well, they're not really serious about that. They are dead serious about it, and acquiring a nuclear weapon gives them 2 things. And the first thing is the destruction of the state of Israel. And the state of Israel has to take that existential threat seriously, based on the language and the rhetoric that they've exercised for all these years, and their determination to have a weapon. And secondly, it leads to a nuclear arms race if they get a weapon in the region. Henry Kissinger, who, after a number of years on the Defense Policy Board with him, some 12 years, we actually developed a friendship, which I was honored to have. And he told me, he said, Jack, the most serious challenge in my lifetime that we're facing is not the calamity of World War II. It's Iran having a nuclear weapon and the Arabs acquiring a weapon, obviously, to prevent them using it. And it would likely, given the volatility of that area, lead to the first nuclear exchange in the world. So it is in U.S. national interest that Iran not to have a nuclear weapon. Certainly our ally is threatened by it. But the world is threatened by them having a nuclear weapon because of who they are.
Yeah.
This is a diabolical, threatening regime. The fact that they're mullahs and clerics is a fraud. These are thugs and killers who are running this regime for 45 years.
Yeah, who want nuclear weapons.
I really hope something good comes out of this 2 weeks because, Iran is getting another opportunity to have peace before something really bad could happen if our government decides to step in and actually take serious action, and that's gonna start something really big. I've already been hearing talks of Russia telling the U.S. like, hey, you guys better not get involved. Nobody else is stepping in to saying anything to help negotiate. And well, this morning I actually heard that some European leaders are trying to step in to figure out some sort of peace talks with Iran. I don't know if that's possible. I mean, we've heard there's been multiple videos of the Iranian president saying, death to America. Their policy is death to America. That's their policy. And that should be raising everybody's ears up, not just the United States. It should be raising the world and saying, hey, why is this country trying to, seek nuclear dominance and what their intentions are? If it's hostile, we need to put a stop to it and end to it together. Everybody should be working together against going against Iran at this point. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Till next time, peace out, everybody.